today we're going to start our moozoom lessons on self-esteem. Can anybody tell me what self-esteem is? Christian, what's self-esteem?
When you get mad and you try to calm yourself down.
That's self-esteem. What does self mean? We're talking about our
Self.
So what would self-esteem be?
I think it's like when you're confident, but you're brave too, confident, and brave,
Right. So when we have good self-esteem, we would be confident and brave, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have you guys close your eyes for a second. And imagine you've been studying for your math test for over a week and it's finally test day. When you begin your test, your mind goes completely blank and you can't seem to remember anything that you studied. With your eyes still closed, I want you to think about, how are you feeling? What do you do at this moment? So with that in your mind, thinking about what would you be doing, what would you be feeling, we're going to start this and we're going to see if you can relate, okay? You guys can open your eyes now.
Were you good at geography in grade school?
I was excellent at every subject.
Really? Show me.
Oh, wait, actually,
You remind me of Emma.
Oh, yeah, I guess I see what you mean.
Emma's having a really hard time in geography right now. Even though she studied a lot for her test and thought she understood everything, she still failed anyways. And now she has to take a makeup class.
Oh, boy, that can't be good for her. What do you call it again?
Her report card?
No, the way you see yourself, like if you're proud of yourself or if you think you're worthless.
Oh, your self-esteem.
Wait, I just remembered. Self-esteem.
Right.
Bad, huh?
Well, your self-esteem is doing...
You wanna play spike ball after lunch?
No thanks.
Come on! I just bet Daniel that I could beat him. The losers have to lick the ball. Oh, and just between you and me, I fell in some dog poop the other day. I wouldn't want to miss it if I were you.
Yep. Failed another test. I suck.
Say that.
Why not? It's true. We were right. Emma really has a self-esteem problem.
How do you think she's feeling right now?
Moment we thought about how we would feel, right, if we studied for a test and we didn't do so well. So how would you feel if you were Emma? So I'm going to have us, we're going to choose which pathway we're going to go. So raise your hand if you think you would feel anxious, like you would feel nervous about all this. All right, go ahead and raise your hand if you would feel like discouraged, like you can't do it. All right, we'll start with anxious then, okay?
It's totally normal to feel anxious when you think you're not good at something.
Wait a minute. I thought that never happened to you.
Becky. I was just trying to put myself in Emma's shoes, that's all. What do you think Emma's gonna do?
Alright, so we have some options here, right? So we're feeling anxious, so how do we handle that? Are we going to worry? Are we going to be relaxed? Or are we just gonna avoid it altogether? Raise your hand if you would be worried about it. Maybe worried to go home and tell somebody, or worried that next time you're going to get the same grade. All right, raise your hand if maybe you think you'd just be relaxed about it and just try better the next time. And how many of you maybe would just avoid and be like, oh, I don't know what happened. I never saw this grade. All right, we'll start with relax, okay?
Whoa, good thing my finger wasn't in there.
There's no way I can study for this remedial class. I'm way too stressed out.
So what are you gonna do?
Demolish a classroom.
Huh?
And you're going to help me.
What? You call this demolishing a classroom?
I'm breathing and visualizing. It's helping me relax, so don't even judge.
Well, what are you visualizing?
The Titanic avoiding an iceberg. It went to remedial class, asked questions, worked hard, and didn't fail geography.
And, what ocean is this all happening in?
I guess I'll find out when I get to class.
Watch out.
What?
We're about to hit an iceberg.
You were so silly.
You think Emma's gonna fall asleep like that?
It doesn't matter. The more well-rested you are, the easier it is to deal with your stress.
That's true. And you can do something you enjoy doing too.
Oh yeah? Well, what did you do when you were having trouble in math?
If I did have trouble in math, which I didn't, I would write a poem. Definitely.
Oh, well, I'm probably gonna regret this, but I'd really like to hear it.
Okay, here goes. Math can be very useful, but sometimes it hurts my noodle. So here's a little trick for all you. I sometimes dream of being a poodle.
Well, that was, how do I say this?
Pretty funny.
Interesting, Isaac.
I didn't know you liked poetry.
I do, but that was the exact opposite of poetry. It's good if you can find ways to relax.
Yeah, that's the first step. Zoom out. Take a step back and breathe. Because when you're relaxed, it'll be easier to concentrate.
And then you can zoom in.
Right. Figure out the best way to solve your problem, like taking a makeup class. Wait, but what if she still has trouble with her next test?
I think if Emma does her best without getting too anxious, she can be proud of herself, even if her grades aren't that amazing.
Right, so you can still be proud of yourself even if you're not great at something. Phew. What else do you think she could do?
So she picked to relax. How did she choose to relax?
She went into an empty classroom and then she laid on the desk and started like envisioning something like happy.
Right, she kind of envisioned something that would make her happy, right? How many of you guys maybe do that when you need to relax a little bit? Anybody have any other ideas of how you can relax when you're kind of anxious?
Maybe go outside and play with your dog.
Ooh, yeah, dogs make us relax, right? I'll take one more. So,
You can just start breathing in and out to calm yourself down.
yeah, taking
I
deep
got an
breaths,
idea.
right? All right, so I think the next one we voted for was worry. So let's try worry here. Where you're just kind of concerned about maybe having to go home and tell somebody, you're concerned about your next test.
What's going on?
I have to study before I see Mrs. Grossman or I'm just gonna look stupid.
Don't worry, she's gonna explain everything to you. That's her job.
Yeah, you're right. She's gonna explain everything to me.
Yeah.
And as usual, I won't understand anything. And then she's gonna laugh at me because I'm such an idiot.
You're not an idiot.
And then I'm gonna fail geography just like I fail everything else because I'm a massive failure. I'm like the Titanic.
The movie? Because I'm pretty sure that was really successful.
No, not the movie. The ship that sank in like some ocean. Was it the Arctic?
Actually, it was, there. It was the Atlantic.
You knew that. See? Everyone knows everything except for me. I suck. I suck.
When we get worried like Emma is, the problem is that it can become
ABC?
a vicious cycle.
Oh, I was just about to say that.
Right, and what happens in this vicious cycle? We get stressed, which makes it harder to concentrate. And then we can have memory lapses, which makes things even worse.
Right, I knew that. But then I got worried and had a memory lapse. Wait, what was I saying?
It's normal to be worried about doing well in school, but it doesn't help when you keep telling yourself that you're not good at something.
And it can make things even worse. It's called a vicious cycle, Becky. Do you think Emma could have done something differently?
Alright, so how many of you guys after watching that feel like you kind of can relate to Emma there being worried about it, right? We're saying, oh, I'm not good at this. Does that make it better? Is that going to make you score better on your next test? No. So right now, what do you guys think would probably be the best solution for Emma to do? Jose? Relax, right? If we're looking at those two, the best thing that she can do is relax. And we'll try the last one, which is avoid.
Emma, aren't you supposed to be in remedial class?
I can't go.
Why not?
Because I'm sick. Red splotch fever.
Yeah. It doesn't look that bad.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe you should ask an adult for help. Oh, look. Here comes Mrs. Grossman.
I was never here.
I think Emma's doing something called avoidance.
Wow, nice one. Where'd you learn that, Isaac?
I do the same thing every time my mom texts me to find out how my exams went.
So your mom worries about you. I thought you were excellent at everything.
Oh, no, she just wants to congratulate me and tell me how proud of me she is. I just avoid her because all that lovey-dovey stuff is gross, you know?
You can take a step back and try to calm yourself down, but if you keep avoiding your problems, that's not going to solve anything.
Yeah, it might feel good at the time, but if Emma doesn't go to her makeup class, she's going to keep thinking she's a bad student. And then she'll keep being anxious for her next test, and then she might even flunk again. And then her self-esteem will take another hit. Oh, there's no use avoiding it. I'm going to go text my mom.
So, do you think that Emma could have done anything else?
Want to see the conclusion?
Yes.
So, did Emma survive her remedial class?
So,
So what?
do you know what you didn't understand on your test now?
Oh, let me show you. It was this. Sorry. It actually went really well. Mrs. Grossman was impressed, so I don't feel so terrible about myself. I'm actually in a good mood.
So you decided to break my nose. Makes sense.
Sorry. But my self-esteem owes you big time, and so do I.
Yeah. And I'll forgive you if you show me how to wiggle my ears.
Get over it.
It's amazing that Emma went to her makeup class. It's really hard when you're feeling discouraged and anxious.
Yeah, it's normal to feel that way. But feeling bad about yourself isn't going to solve anything.
No, you have to work on your self-esteem. That's the most important thing.
And you can do that by calming down and not allowing negative thoughts to take over. After that, you'll be able to find ways to motivate yourself and ask for help.
Yeah, zoom out and zoom in.
Your self-esteem is like a flower you need to water every day. And you water it by telling it that it's beautiful, that it's good, and that it can do anything. You're beautiful, you're good, and you can do anything.
Isaac, you just picked the flower.
It's plastic, Becky.
Oh, phew. Okay, bye. And remember, take care of your self-esteem.
Don't forget to water it and tell it nice things. You're beautiful, you're good, and you can do anything. You're beautiful, you're good, and you can do anything.
All right. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions. So what were the two emotions that they said that she could have had during this situation? What was the two emotions?
Worry or like you can relax.
Okay.
Nervous or disappointed?
Close. So we said anxious or discouraged,
Discouraged.
right? With your tables, I want you guys to discuss quietly, besides feeling anxious or discouraged, what other emotions maybe could she have been feeling at that time? So with your groups quietly, what other emotions could she have been feeling at that time?
Scared. She got a bad grade. That's not that great. She would probably be in trouble like that. So I think she would be scared to deal with the test. And she was disappointed.
That you think she heard?
But
Also, you guys as a group come up with one emotion that you think that she could be feeling other than those two emotions to share with the class. So as a group, decide on one, okay?
Maybe like mad because she has to take the
Yeah. What did you guys come up with? Disappointed. I like that one. What about you? What do you guys say?
I say kind of like upset because she didn't
Upset.
so well.
Okay. So as a group, I want you guys to come up with one that you all agree on to share, okay? Yeah, and then she has to tell somebody at home.
I would be like,
Right.
I would kind of have a bit of anxiety because when I like fail tests, then I have a lot of anxiety.
Right. Especially like they said, because you know that someone at home might be disappointed in you, right? And because she studied so hard for it and she still didn't do well. Yeah. All right. Do any groups want to share with me? I guess you guys to pick one that your group agreed on. What did your guys' group agree on?
Mad.
Mad. So you guys would feel that you could feel mad because why would you feel mad?
Because like you failed the test, now you have to take the class again. Like you'll feel mad.
Yeah, you're gonna feel mad because you have to do it again. And why else might you feel mad? Was it? Did she study for the test?
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though she studied and she tried really hard, she still didn't do well. So yeah, you might feel mad. Sophia, go ahead.
Disappointed because when you go home, your teacher might email or text your parents, and you would be disappointed, and your parents would be disappointed because if you told them you're studying, then they'd probably think you weren't studying.
Right. So maybe if they didn't see you study, they might think that you really didn't study. So then they might be disappointed, which might make you disappointed, right? And I'll do one more.
Yeah, because she has to retake the class and she might like fail it again, so she might feel like scared and nervous.
Right, there might be that fear that even though she's taking it again, that she still might fail the test, especially if she has a low self-esteem about this subject, right? She already thinks that she can't do well on this subject, so she might be scared or have fear to take the class again. Nice job. All right, here's your guys' next question. Discuss other reactions Emma could have had. So we talked about how she could worry, she could relax, she could avoid. What other reactions could she possibly have had to her failing the test? Go ahead, Dr.
Or she could have like acted like a bully. She got out on
So she could
definitely your turn.
which is going to make her grade.
Or maybe she can like skip the test or something like.
Maybe she'll be mentally stressed, yeah, right?
Yeah.
And then if she misses school, then she might fall more behind,
Or
right?
maybe just try to like be bad so she can get like sent to the
Ooh,
principal.
like our story that we're reading? Yeah.
She could have acted like go to the bathroom or whatever. Put on some more water and then like wash your hands. It's like touching a soft object. Figured out punching or screaming in the soft object, like a pillow.
Oh, so like
Like
release your anger.
Yeah.
So if you are mad. Okay.
Alright, so it's between me or Kate.
Motivation. So how would you So
You have been upset?
motivated her, right?
What do you do when you feel like that? Yeah.
Okay.
You try again?
I like that.
You say it's just one test and the next test is going to be better, right? That's a good way.
Yeah,
Right. And you?
I was thinking of like being a bully to other people, like 'cause she would let out all her angriness on other people.
Okay. That's what you understand. What's the, if there's one thing that you learned in today's episode, what would it be?
Probably to have high self-esteem because you can always do better.
Alright, so if you guys want to go ahead and log on to your Chromebooks to do the quiz and the first one's always longer because it has all the different choices and everything. It's a little bit longer than some of the other